Peter Gerard Scully, born the 13th of January 1963, is an Australian man in prison for life in the Philippines after being convicted of 1 count of human trafficking and 5 counts of rape by sexual assault of underage girls. He is pending trial for other crimes against children, including the production and dissemination of child pornography, torture, and the alleged murder of an 11-year-old girl. Criminal activities. Peter Scully lived in the Narwarren suburb of Melbourne with his wife and 2 children prior to fleeing to the city of Manila, Philippines, in 2011 before he could be charged with his involvement in a property scheme that cost investors over $2.68 million. According to his own statement, he was sexually abused by a priest in Victoria when he grew up. Prior to leaving Melbourne, he operated an unlicensed online escort service which offered his Filipino girlfriend as a sex worker. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission also found Scully involved in 117 fraud and deception offences relating to real estate scams from an investigation started in 2009. Sexual abuse of children. From the island of Mindanao, Scully is alleged to have built up a lucrative international child sexual abuse ring that offered pay-per-view video streams of children being tortured and sexually abused on the dark web. Among the victims who had their ordeals recorded and sold over the internet was an 18-month-old infant who was hung upside down while Scully and 2 accomplices raped and tortured her. Victims were procured by Scully with promises to impoverished parents of work, education, or were solicited by his 2 Filipino girlfriends, Carmen Alvarez and Lizel Margallo, and other female acquaintances such as Maria Dorothea Chichia. Both Alvarez and Margallo also abused children in Scully's videos. In 2016, prosecutors in Cagayan de Oro, Philippines alleged that Scully and a girlfriend coaxed 2 teenage girls to come to Scully's house with the promise of food. Scully was alleged to have given the girls alcohol and forced them to perform sex acts on each other which he photographed and filmed. The prosecutor alleged that when the girls tried to escape, Scully forced them to dig graves in the basement of the house and threatened that he would bury them there. After 5 days, the girls were released by the girlfriend who began feeling remorse after coming home to see the 2 in pet collars and reported what had happened. Dark web child pornography. Scully operated a secret dark web child pornography website known as No Limits Fun, NLF. The most notorious video Scully produced was Daisy's Destruction, which he sold on his site to clients for up to $10,000. Made in 2012, the multi-part video is so extreme that it was for some time regarded as an urban legend. It features the torture and brutal rape of a number of girls by Scully and some Filipino accomplices. The 3 main victims were Liza, age 12, Cindy, 11, and Daisy, 18 months. Urged on by Scully, some of the most severe physical abuse was carried out on the children by one of his girlfriends, the 19-year-old Lizel Margallo, who was formerly prostituted as a child. In the video, Margallo victimizes Daisy. Prior to the video gaining attention by the general public, Scully broadcast Daisy's destruction privately on a pay-per-view basis. Matthew Graham, with access to the video, eventually publicized it sometime after its production. Due to the content, it quickly garnered attention by law enforcement and media alike. The Dutch National Child Exploitation Team was the first to open an investigation with the goal of locating the victims. Subsequently, an international manhunt for those responsible for the video's production was launched. Scully was eventually tracked to Malaybalay City in the Philippines and arrested on the 20th of February 2015. Investigators had 6 warrants for his arrest, all relating to the abduction and sexual abuse of the 2 cousins. While they searched for Scully in the Philippines, investigators managed to uncover the fates of the 3 primary victims in Daisy's destruction. Liza was found to be alive, as was Daisy, though her treatment had been so vicious that she has lasting physical injuries. 11-year-old Cindy had been murdered, allegedly by Scully. Before being strangled to death with a rope, the girl was subjected to bouts of rape and torture and was made to dig her own grave. According to Margallo, Scully videotaped himself killing Cindy. Among those who acquired the video was one of the biggest ever purveyors of child pornography, Scully's fellow Australian Matthew David Graham, better known by his online pseudonym Looks. Apprehended at age 22, he ran a series of hardcore child pornography sites. Graham said he got the video so he could use it to attract more viewers to his network of websites. Criminal charges. Scully faced a total of 75 charges and, according to German television news channel NTV, was alleged to have sexually abused 75 children. He was on trial with others who assisted in the production of his pornography, including 4 men: German Christian Rausch, Filipinos Alexander Lau and Althea Chia, and Brazilian Haniel Caetano de Oliveira. Margaret Acullo, then project coordinator for the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and an expert on child abuse investigations, described the case as horrific and the worst she had ever heard of. His crimes were deemed so severe that some prosecutors supported the reintroduction of the death penalty as punishment for Scully, despite the fact capital punishment has been abolished in the Philippines since 2006. In a March 2015 interview with Tara Brown on 60 Minutes, Scully said that he is currently writing a tell-all journal in prison where he will reflect on his motivations for raping young children. In October 2015, a fire severely damaged the evidence room containing Scully's computer logs and videos, destroying key evidence. Some believe Scully may have bribed a local police officer, as corruption in the Philippines was rife as of the 2010s. On the 13th of June 2018, Scully and his girlfriend Alvarez were sentenced to life in prison. Both Scully and his sister complained about the conditions in the jail Scully is held. See also list of fugitives from justice who are no longer sought. References. External links: Lindsay Murdoch, Chris Vedlogo, the 1st of March 2015. Peter Gerard Scully made Philippines children dig own grave, victims. The Age. Fairfax Media. Retrieved the 11th of June 2015. Lindsay Murdoch, Tammy Mills, the 6th of March 2015. Execution calls for Melbourne man Peter Gerard Scully accused of depraved acts in the Philippines. The Sydney Morning Herald. Retrieved the 11th of June 2015. Escalante, Shirley, the 10th of March 2015. Australian man Gerard Peter Scully formally charged with murder, child sexual abuse in the Philippines. ABC News Online. AFP. Archived from the original on the 12th of June 2015. Retrieved the 11th of June 2015. Davey, Melissa, the 2nd of June 2015. Philippines police to mount strong case against accused Australian pedophile. The Guardian. Retrieved the 11th of June 2015.